Guys, I want to talk to you guys about something a little bit more serious. I don't kind of know what's been going on with fighting games as of late. It feels like we've been playing a lot of fighting games that are all trying to do mostly the same thing. You know, you have the games with the big jump scare buttons that give you huge advantage state, huge opportunities for comebacks for the losing player, and lots of UI gimmicks for a lot of different characters. I mean, look at all the different gauges that we now know about. And while that's not necessarily the problem I'm having in a vacuum, I just feel like we've been missing something else. You know, like the Gundams, the Soul Caliburs, the Bloody Roars. I just truly want something different.
Cut! 天生三月 This is
Bleach Rebirth of Souls is not one of those anime games. And in truth, to me, it looks like the rebirth of the early Soul of fighting games. And in its DNA, it seems to have some of the greatest fighters that we have not seen in a long while. You have the movement akin to Soul Calibur, where you're moving on something like a forward backwards, but with the Z-axis movement around the player. And I've constantly heard people calling this an arena fighter like Naruto Storm or Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Stop calling it an arena fighter. And I know at the round start it looks really crazy, but trust me, we've been here before. Also, at some point in the options I saw that they had an option to just move left and right on the D-pad. So I don't know what that's going to do. I think it might turn into a regular fighter. Immediately, something that I think we notice is that they're not doing rounds in this game. They're doing stock counts. So you start at 9 lives and you play all the way down to 0. Which, oddly enough, we've actually seen a game that's done that before. One of the oldest fighting games called Fighter's Destiny, which is a Nintendo 64 game, has had this exact same concept of playing with stocks and then you lose a certain amount of points depending on what happens in the match. However, there's also another game that is more recent than that, and that game is Toy Fighter. Yes, I finally found a way to talk about Neji Bird on the channel. Let's go. My Neji Bird is sick. Finally, the fighting itself actually reminds me of a completely different game, and that is Psychic Force 2012. And Psychic Force 2012 didn't have the craziest of controls. You had quite a few different options on how to approach the opponent within the 3D space. But of course the end goal was always to get to your opponent and try to knock them out. And it was really cool because every character had a completely unique play style. They all had different mechanics that they had in their movesets and things like that. Kind of like what's going on in Bleach. And oddly enough, it's a game that I've known about, but I had not played it until recently when I made this video. And the funny thing is, I didn't even used to know it for the gameplay. I just knew that soundtrack was amazing. And while we're on the topic of music, Bleach Rebirth of Soul's OST is being done by none other than Takeharu Ishimoto and is being performed by Bones, which to me and for you guys from this channel should be very, very familiar. Those are the people who did the Neo The World Ends With You soundtrack. So you know the music is going to go crazy. Even the 2 songs that they have posted on the YouTube channel sound like something that you would hear in NTWEWY, and it sounds like NTWEWY music would go really good inside of Bleach. Actually, in fact, let me try something.
Get ready, it's on. Break the silence, regain yourself. We're losing you, we're losing you. Chase the closing, we're losing yourself. We're losing you, we're losing you. Follow the guidance, save yourself. It's deceiving you, it's killing you. Chase the closing, we're losing yourself. We're losing you.
It's crazy how the music parallels work so well. I definitely know we're in for some bangers. Going back to Bleach Rebirth of Soul, the game is really looking like the complete package. You have a story mode with hours of content. It literally goes from the beginning of Bleach to the end of the second big arc, right before you go into the Fullbring arc and things like that. I just got into Bleach, y'all, so all this stuff is brand new to me. I love it. I literally am caught up now. I'm rereading it right now as we go. Bleach is actually peak. And for longtime fans, you actually have an extra story where people who have already experienced the Bleach story get a bonus story that has never been told before. And then of course you have your versus mode, you have a training mode, and then you have online options as well. Something I've always told people is Bleach is like just Under Night with like extra steps, bro. Like they really kind of have that same kind of deal going on where, you know, you have like your hollows and you have the void characters, you have your different factions of people. You have the main character that has the ultimate blade, you know, and the blade is, you know, kind of their blade. You also have the person who inherits like the clan and things like that, but so on and so forth. And I know my FGC folk are kind of doubting it a little bit, but let me talk to you guys about the mechanics of the game. Something that largely turns me off as a fighting game player is how anime games usually have abusable defensive mechanics where normally you can barely get a hit on your opponent or they can just get out of your combo for free and there's no consequence to their actions. It's one of the reasons why I really didn't get into Storm and one of the other reasons why I don't like Sparking Zero that much. I really like Demon Slayer though because they kind of found a middle ground of how to do that. I really just want to be able to play true neutral with my opponent. And it seems this game has that. Bleach has a resource called the reverse meter. And the reverse meter can be used for a few different things. You have the white burst, which is called a soul reverse, which is basically the gold burst in Guilty Gear where you're getting meter because you burst in neutral and you're just getting meter for your other moves to do things. And you have yellow reverse, which is called chain reverse, and that's basically what your red RC would be in Guilty Gear, where you're basically continuing the combo using a move that's like continues to chain the combo together. And then you have blue reverse. Blue reverse is called burst reverse, and it acts just like it sounds. It's a burst. It allows you to get out of combos. Each of these costs 50% of the reverse meter, so you are not able to do it often at all. You really have to build that meter first before you can use any of those resources, and you can only use one at a time. I know some people have special benefits like Ichigo where he can go into holification mode because he used reverse, and that allows him to do more damage to opponents. But some people don't have mechanics at all, it's just a normal utility move. And there's so much more in this system that just screams that it's going to be a better fighting game than I think a lot of people think it's going to be. And honestly, between this and Hunter x Hunter, I think anime games are really starting to try to reach into a middle ground of actually being really competitive, but also being kind of fun with IPs. It's kind of funny because it feels like the Dio in Dragon Ball FighterZ was just a sign of things to come. Like, it's almost prophetic. And between all these different mechanics that it has built into it, there's also one more mechanic that comes from a game series that has not been around in the last decade. It has a transformation mechanic just like Bloody Roar. And this mechanic goes off a completely different meter. Some people only have one transformation, some people have multiple transformations. And there's actually a character that we don't know fully how he works, but he has a ton of transformations based off of different things that he has to do. Like, honestly, this is seeming to be one of the coolest fighting games to come out this year. And it just began. And one thing I really hope is that the FGC kind of opens up their mind a little bit more to try something a little bit different. I know we're normally not looking at these anime games as a serious long-term event, but I think some of these have staying power, and I think some of them, of course, are just for fun. And this one seems like it's the former. The only big hope I have here, though, is that the devs put rollback in it, because otherwise this game is going to probably end up like JoJo's, where it was an amazing game, but since there was no rollback, it was a little bit harder to have matches. Also, did you know all these games that I named in this video, you can play on Fightcade right now for free. You can play these all on Fightcade with rollback, so you can get a feel for what Bleach is going to be like a little bit earlier. That's probably something I'll be doing on the channel. I might even have like a stream where we go through some of these games before Bleach comes out. And I have a few other videos on Bleach that I want to do before the game comes out. I definitely plan on covering the game on this channel. Bleach is something that I'm like really passionate about, even though I'm brand new to it. Like I said, I've already watched through the entire thing. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. And it took me about 3 tries to actually give it an open mind. And I hope you guys give it an open mind and look into Bleach Rebirth of Souls. Anyways, this has been your boy Slow. Please like and subscribe if you're new here. Until next, everybody, stay healthy, stay happy, stay groovy. Love each and every one of y'all. We out of here. Peace.